everyone. This is Jen from Green Bay Area Mom. I am here with Betsy from Safe Families. We are just going to tell you about their amazing program that they have and how you guys can either support or participate in it. Betsy, would you like to tell us what is Safe Families?
Sure. Our mission at Safe Families is to stabilize struggling families and keep kids out of the foster care system.
Excellent. How is that? How do you do that?
So we think the gap and the key to real change is relationships.
Absolutely.
And so we have all these wonderful agencies that already exist providing we mostly are working with single moms, and you'll hear me refer, but there's no rules. We've worked with a single dad a couple of times, but mostly single moms are reaching out who just do not have anyone. But they have some supports, right? So there's like diaper services and some food share, right? And insurance and all of that. And then, so we use all of those other resources. And then we say, well, let us walk with you. Because think about it this way. We expect someone who was raised in poverty, who is now living in poverty, to like change and make this change. Well, people don't know what they don't know. And so often they do not have anyone to lean on.
Yeah.
And we know moms need moms.
They absolutely. Right? I mean, that's our whole mission, right? Like we're here to support all of the parents in Northeast Wisconsin, and I love places that also do the same. For sure.
Exactly. So many of the moms that we work with don't have one person in their life who they would trust with their children or who they could call when they're having a bad day, and that's literally what we're trying to connect with.
Yeah, and how isolating is that? I mean, it's just so really hard to be a great parent when you don't have that support.
Exactly.
Yes. So, can you please tell us about the volunteers that you work with?
Absolutely. There's 4 ways to volunteer and 4 ways that we serve families. The first way to volunteer is to be a host family, and a host family, it means that you have a child or 2 living in your home for short periods of time to help a single mom who's in trouble. So an example of that would be someone who is struggling with drugs and alcohol. All of a sudden, right, they're numbing some of their issues, and all of a sudden that's their biggest problem, and now they need help, and they need to go to a month-long program for that help. If they don't have a place for their children, they slip into foster care. Now, foster care is not the evil empire here. Foster care is wonderful and needed, and we work with foster care. However, most of the families we work with are just really afraid of that.
Yeah.
So this is 100% volunteer. So when we're hosting children, a parent can change their mind at any time. It's different than foster care, and so that eases some tension so that we can host their children, keep them safe while they're fixing themselves so
Excellent.
They can be better parents.
Excellent.
So sometimes mental health help they need, sometimes just really respite, sometimes a night job that they need to put in some time at, so we can help host for short periods of time there as well. Even short jail sentences, we have been able to host children for.
Excellent. Yeah, it just gives a level of security, right? Of well, I know my kids will be taken care of while I'm struggling through these issues. Yeah.
Exactly. Oftentimes we have families reach out to us who are on the wait list at a homeless shelter, and so they're sleeping in their car, they're waiting to get into the shelter, so we'll ask a host home. Sometimes we'll ask the host home to host mom and child, but other times just that child can have a bed to sleep in and a bathroom and be taken care of just for those week or 2 until they can get into the shelter and be put together then.
Yeah. So most of your volunteers do come from local churches. Do you have to have that religious piece in there to participate in it?
Good question. Safe Families is rooted in faith. That's how we started. Our founder wanted to use Jesus as a motivator to love people's neighbors, right? So and you want to change the world, love your neighbor. That's one of our things.
Yep.
However, rooted in faith doesn't mean that people have to come to faith to be served. So
Excellent.
First of all, that doesn't work.
Yeah, nope.
Right? So that doesn't work. But secondly, we would serve, we've served Muslim families. You don't have to go to church to be served. It works really well to set up teams in our churches. So we go into our churches, We set up a team. Usually people know each other. They usually live in that area, so they can support each other as volunteers. And they're there every week, being told love your neighbors. So it's a perfect format for us. It works really well.
Excellent. So if our viewers would like to participate in any way, either as someone who's receiving the from the program or donating, how are all the different ways that they can help out?
Well, we need volunteers, and there's more ways to volunteer than just being a host family. So that if that scares you off, we also need families who are just walking with moms. So being their friend, helping with babysitting or transportation now and then, kind of being that like aunt and uncle in town. Everyone needs an aunt and uncle in town, right?
Absolutely.
So like a mom has to work late next Tuesday night. She needs someone to call. Oh, can you pick up Billy from Boy Scouts and hang out with him for an hour? So that's what we're trying to set up, and that's what's building our. So that's called being a family friend, and that is how we. Most of the time, that's how we're serving families. We're walking with families, so they have someone to call when they're having a rough day. Literally befriending people.
Excellent.
Meet them for coffee.
Excellent, yeah.
Talk through some things. We all know that as moms, how much we need each other, and so we're just trying to set that up for moms who don't have that.
Yeah, excellent. So there's also ways to donate, right? To the
Absolutely, we're always in need of donations. It takes a lot to recruit and train and background check volunteers, obviously,
yeah.
And then we connect the families in need with the volunteers and oversee that relationship and make sure that everything is going well and organizing all of that. So we need staff to do that, and so always donations are very, very welcome and needed for a small nonprofit to function.
Excellent.
Our 4 staff are able to coordinate over 300 volunteers.
Wow.
We're serving 55 families right now. We're really proud of that. We serve from Green Bay to Oshkosh, so it's a big chapter. And,
all of the Northeast Wisconsin,
basically the hubs, right? Yeah, and we want to grow a little more, and we want to have capacity to serve more families because we're unique. There's not a lot of organizations. Even when moms call in, they usually are asking, I need help with my rent, or I need, and I say, well, that's not really what we are. Let me tell you a little bit more what we are. We're about walking with you, and you have to be open to a relationship. Well, that's weird.
It is.
It makes people feel weird, and so we just we can't force that. We understand you can't force relationships, but we also know that that's the difference. That's what's going to make the difference.
It really does.
Right? So you just have to be open to that, and people aren't punished if they don't click with their volunteer. And it's not always magic. Sometimes we're just able to help in small ways. And then they leave our program or they come back again. But other times, man, it clicks, right? And they work with each other, and then the families start having each other over for holidays and babysitting and being community.
Yes.
And that's really, when we're talking about change, that's real change. That's where it comes from, is that relationship.
Absolutely, yeah. Community is such a huge part of growing families, and and we all agree that is one of the main things that we can do to help foster great parents, for sure.
Absolutely, and when we talk about building a strong community, I mean, look at the nonprofits. What do we have, 500 in Green Bay, I think?
It's
right?
a lot.
Maybe more. and what does everyone say? We're busting at the seams. We need help. We can't do it all, right? And all of these nonprofits, and I work with them, they're amazing. They're amazing people. They need your support financially and in all ways. But the key to this community really working is you. It's not these nonprofits. We can only do so much, right? And so that's what we're trying. You're the solution. So we're trying to connect regular people with people who are struggling and working together and hopefully growing from that and getting real change.
Yeah, excellent. So if you want to check out Safe Families, they have their website that you can, we can drop them in the comments, and any other ways to connect with you.
We have an intake line, and I know it. Hang on. 920-561-1515. You can call for questions. Anyone can call that, but also that would be the number that someone who is seeking our services would call, and then we would get back to them.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Well, thank you for
Oh, thanks
joining
for having
us.
me.
And I hope that you connect with Safe Families. They, again, what their work that they're doing is amazing, and I fully am on board with supporting them.
Yeah, we're changing the world. We need you.
Yes.
Thanks. Thanks for your time.
Yeah.
All right.